All right, well, good morning and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me as always is my co-host, Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dino. How are you?
Fantastic. But you didn't actually say how you were doing.
Well, I am eating cupcakes with strawberries and drinking coffee, so life isn't horrible.
So let's all fucking hate Crystal because she's got good dessert. That's some bullshit, okay?
And it's homemade icing that I make. You know, my good homemade icing, and then strawberries, and it's good.
Oh, actually, you had red velvet ones that you brought to...
with the cream cheese.
Crazy Jack's. Yeah, that's good shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I make some.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of those. See, you know what? I can appreciate a good cupcake. I think a good cupcake, that is an art form. It really is.
It really is. I 100% agree.
And you know what? It doesn't have to be fancy, like with a drawing or anything like that. But if you're gonna put it on, put an even coating of icing. You're good. It's fine. Just don't have it be a splotchy. It's just for trash people, you know? But it's like it's got like just like a smear of icing. You're like, come on, man.
No,
now you just gave me cake.
Pretty.
You gave me you said you brought cupcakes and you gave me a muffin. That is bullshit.
No, you gotta make them fun. You gotta make them fancy and you gotta make it pretty. And I also refer to my vajayjay as my cupcake. So I like to say that you gotta make it pretty and cupcakes are wonderful. So good morning, everybody. This is
You know what? That's not very fair, okay? It's not very fair because I've been like, you should try Crystal's cupcakes. They're delicious, okay? Crystal's cupcakes are delicious. Everybody should have a shot at theirs. You know, everyone should get a shot at Crystal's cupcakes. There you go. That's how we're gonna sell them.
Crystal had some red velvet cupcakes at Crazy Jack's.
Yeah, we didn't know what it was. She said, "Don't worry, it's just red velvet." So everybody got their face in there, and they had a grand old time. I'm telling you, comedy at its best, people. That's where we're at. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. You know what? It's funny that like I've started to just get to know certain people just from posting and everything. Some people leaving comments, and I try
and some people you don't like anymore.
No, not that. No, I like everyone. I'm finding this so I am enjoying everyone from a distance. This is for me. This is heaven. I'm like, no hugging, great. Not even a handshake, even better. We can slowly wave at each other, and that is totally socially acceptable. I honestly, I wrote a bit about it.
What did we say today? Let me see what we say today. Sorry, I'm late.
Who?
I can't see it.
Oh, what does my shirt say? Oh, it says.
So I'm late. Sorry. I didn't want to come.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. It says, sorry I'm late. Yeah. Sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. Oh, shit. I just ran my chest over the camera so you could see it, and it looked like Star Wars was starting. Just everybody see these letters.
That was
I am a galaxy, baby. Yeah.
Do you want me to make the music? Do 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 do. Every time I walk in the door, I would love that. If that, you know how people remember on Family Guy, he was able to have his own theme song. So it was like everything was like. Yes. I'm like, yeah, that would be mine. I have one. It's Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
Isn't that like every woman outside of a major city song? Come on. You can do better than that.
Crystal, born in the 80s.
Definitely.
Crystal.
Definitely. Oh, born in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, doesn't matter. It's Skinner we're talking about, and it's Freebird.
Yeehaw!
You know what?
Get me some moonshine and some Johnny Cash and put some Skinner on and just have a great old time and have me some burning ring of fire. You know, he was talking about eating spicy food, Johnny Cash, when he sang that burning ring of fire. That's why I was
Of course he was.
Burning ring of fire.
Come see Crystal. She's horrible in all sorts of voices. She's got a great laugh, too. Something really uplifting when you shake down your pants. It's like, you're like, that's a horrible... See, this is what... that's even worse. She can't do a like Count from Sesame Street impression. She can't do it. And don't even ask her for
Count. Wait for it. I could do it. Just give me a second. Okay.
And that's how we proved that she cannot. She cannot do it. She said, "Give me a sec. I can do this," and then proceeded to fail miserably.
That just shows how incredibly individual I am. I can't pretend to be anybody. See?
Okay, so I was having this discussion today with a friend of mine. He came over, so I'm in the process of kind of getting a home place set up so that when we're done quarantine, that we would record in one place and just have it all done. But so he just built a computer for us. So that just came, and we were talking about how like some of the fucking shit that you see coming out right now is just so weird that it's just, there's some very weird movies and shows that are coming out, and you see people, certain actors, like, okay, this is what the thing we were saying was that certain actors are being plotted as very good actors when it's like, no, they're just good at being one specific person. Now, for my wife, we use the example of Jason Momoa, okay, who's a beautiful man. There's no question about it. He's a nice guy. Listen, don't make that face. Every man is beautiful, okay? Now,
not when he played Aquaman.
Listen.
No,
but
my
the point.
theory.
This is the point, though, is that Jason Momoa is good at playing Jason Momoa. That's it. He's not. Well, that's the thing. He's not acting. He's just being himself. Like, it's not like Khal Drogo,
That's
Aquaman.
True.
He's like, yeah, he's just you know what? He's a quick-witted prick that you love to hate. That's it. And you're like, that's it. That's what he is.
He's not like Brad Pitt.
And this is where we talked, and I said, this is the problem, is Samuel L. Jackson, who in my opinion is a great actor, okay? He is a great actor. Mm-hmm. But he is most famous and most known for being Samuel L. Jackson. Every movie, it's the same, it's him, right? And that's fine. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a good actor, because I've seen him. We were talking about the other day, it's a play called the Sunshine Express or something, and it's Tommy Lee Jones and Samuel L. Jackson, and that's it. And one of them saved the other from jumping in front of the Sunshine Express. I think it's Shine Express, Sunshine Express, something like that. Something having to do like with a trolley or something. But and he showed he was a fantastic actor. But that's what he's famous for. So it's like other people where
Will Smith is a great actor. That guy's been in every kind of movie.
Yeah, but he's played Will Smith every time. Like.
Well, so that's like Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is always Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise is beautiful, and you shut your mouth about Tom Cruise, woman.
I had to throw that in there because I know that you're like Rosie O'Donnell the weird when it comes to fucking Tom Cruise. do you remember
Tom
Rosie
Cruise?
O'Donnell's,
I can be your Rosie O'Donnell, baby.
Oh my god,
that's a horrible offer. I could be your Rosie O'Donnell. It's like I could be your tumor. No problem. I'll be your tumor. I'll flare up every once in a while. Give you some excitement. Fucking weirdo.
Give me some excitement. Nobody wants to be Rosie O'Donnell.
See, this is the thing is like Tom Cruise. Like he played. Do you know who Jack Reacher? Those movies.
Mm-hmm. I had the books.
Okay, so I have the books too. That was going to be my next question. I'm like, did you know it was a book? So I have all the books too, and it's a great fucking story. But in the book, Jack Reacher is like 6'8" and like a rhinoceros of a man, right? Like, he's a massive guy. So you're like, Tom Cruise, stop moaning into your mic, you jack off. Right?
I made a cupcake.
and she didn't even share. She didn't even share. You selfish prick.
No,
that's what you get. You choke on that. You choke on you choke on Crystal's cupcake. You choke on Crystal's cupcakes.
Oh my god.
You will eat Crystal's cupcakes until you love Crystal's cupcakes.
Which will be instantly. Oh no! I just spilt coffee all over.
Well, so that happened.
Anyways,
I don't know what you gotta do.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't know, just clean up. What are you gonna do? You okay? All right.
Good. I'll clean it up after.
I soaked it up with my feet and socks. It's perfect. We all know that what we do. Listen, every person who
spilled on the edge of my bed, so now I just have to change my blanket and I'll be good.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, all I'm saying is every person has dropped something in the sink, like made a spill, and like will swipe their foot over it to see if it takes care of it. And they're like, perfect, no problem. Even if it's like maybe a second pass, good. It only comes into question if you have to use both socks. Then you're like, whoa, maybe this is a mess for a mop.
Is it like pee that you're talking about wiping up?
No, just any sort of spill in general. I would advise against not pee on the bottom of your feet. Maybe it has some health qualities. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
God. Last weekend I peed on my feet a lot because I was peeing and pooing outside, right? So, like, because you're in the bush. So, like, I peed on my foot a lot.
What the fuck are you talking about, crazy? Holy shit.
When I was camping and I was on a date, so me peeing on my foot, I was trying to make sure that I cleaned it off a lot too. But I peed on my foot a lot. Because you have to pee outside, right? Because there's no toilets. You're out in the middle of the bush. So you have to go poop and you have to go pee outside. So you can just dig a little hole. And then you go in the little hole. And you do your business. I went to Peru where, like, and it's a horrible memory and I don't like to think about it. But I went there. And
why are you talking about it?
They had to go poop inside holes in the ground there, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then they didn't even have ceilings. So that's worse than camping. I was in a big, like, 9-person Coleman. So, like, it was like the Taj Mahal. Like,
the fuck has just happened here?
I was talking about pooping in the woods. If you poop in the woods, does a bear make a sound?
And you ended up in the mountains of Peru making a coal mine? What the fuck are you talking about?
Where did you get coal mine from?
I have no idea.
I said that we slept in a Coleman tent, which is like a great product for camping.
That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Because I was like, a coal mine? Why were you in a coal? That's stupid. What kind of an idiot goes into a coal mine? You're not a coal miner. It's ridiculous.
Ooh, there's a song, Coal Miner's Daughter. I'm not a coal miner's daughter either, though. I don't know. Maybe my daddy was a coal miner. Ooh, wouldn't it be cool if my daddy was a coal miner?
No, that like has a low life mortality rate, and it's horrible. It's a horrible life. They have black lung and die.
Maybe he... Never mind. God bless him.
That's a horrible thought. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's go to another subject maybe. How's the weather or something? God damn
rained
it.
And it was sunny today. I love it when that happens. Don't
That
you
is
love
actually
it when
nice.
that happens?
I do.
Because then it's like a sun shower. And I went out in it like a commercial where they're like, ah.
Yeah, somebody's been hitting the bong. That's definitely what's just seems apropos. Yeah.
I totally smoked a doobie. That's why I was running. Because Dino's like 7:30. I had just finished dinner, just finished dishes. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? How about 8 o'clock? So that way I'd have time to roll and smoke a doobie and get the camera and everything set up.
See, and this is where I have you beat as an adult, okay? Is because I had messaged her at like 6:30 saying, hey, because normally we would do it at 7. And I said, hey, I said, do you mind if we do it at 7:30? Because, we ordered it in. It was coming a little bit later. So we wanted to eat it while it's still hot. And Victoria, so Victoria is on a no-carb diet. No, she doesn't hate you. She doesn't know. Okay. She has no problem with you. I'll be honest with you. It wasn't an easy sell in the beginning, okay? It was a tough one, but it's fine now. Everything's good.
Okay, good.
So,
I love her.
Victoria's, how could you not? She's a big boobed Asian. She's fantastic.
All right, so go ahead.
So
with your dinner that
she has been on a change of diet. Mm-hmm. No. We were good.
Okay.
So she's changed her diet and she's trying to get in shape and everything. She's doing great. She's lost a lot of weight. But she hasn't been eating carbs. And she loves pizza and garlic bread and cheese and all those kind of things, right? We both like hamburgers. I more than most people, but still. So ultimately, today we ordered pizza and it was cauliflower pizza. Like the bread was made out of cauliflower. And she had a bit of it, but she's like, I feel so bad. And I'm like, you feel sick? She's like, no. And I'm like, well, usually when she cheats, she gets very lethargic. She's like, she can barely move.
Oh.
So I was like, well, do you feel lethargic? And she's like, no. And I'm like, so what's wrong? She's like, I don't know. I just feel guilty eating this thing. I'm like, does it taste like shit? She's like, no, it's good. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? But I think it was a psychosomatic thing. Like, she hasn't had pizza in since December, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah.
Pizza's
so she's
yummy.
Like, pizza is fucking great. Are you kidding me? And you know what? We didn't even get really great pizza. We just got pizza. We picked our own, and it wasn't, and just a few wings on the side, and that was it. And it's fucking the king's food. We're like, no, it's so good. And actually, I did, instead of getting normal tomato sauce, I got a cream sauce on it as the sauce, and then it turned the entire bread into garlic bread. And it's so good.
That sounds good. That sounds pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm,
I personally, if I have to eat that kind of pizza, I like the Domino's Brooklyn style pizza. It's thin and it's got greasy pepperonis, and they're this big, and it's so greasy and it's so good.
So for everyone's reference, she's been about that big, about a 4-inch disc. That's the size.
No, that's the size of. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
That's the size of. You can't do that. That is you can't do that should definitely be a word. It's a you can't do that kind of size.
You can't do that kind of size.
Fuck, can you imagine the hog on. What kind of a monster that guy would be?
I can't put my mouth
shit.
around it. It's not going inside of me. That's my rule. If I can't put my mouth around it, it doesn't go inside me.
Make your bets, everyone. We'll put out the video very soon. I'll be honest with you. I'll be seriously honest with you. If you did that and we were live, I would just throw a cucumber right at a fucking javelin.
Maybe we should stay doing it Zoom.
Yeah, maybe. You know what? It's fucking. That's exactly what I need my wife to be like, hey, how's the podcast? What the fuck is that? Yeah. You got half a cucumber in your mouth going, hey, what's up? Yeah, well, hi, honey. This is the video portion of what we're doing.
This is going to be so embarrassing for her, so I'm going to say it because I love doing it. So when I was in high school, I was 14 or 15.
All right, we're just going to go into it. Okay.
And me and this girl, I won't say her last name, I'll just say her first name.
No, don't say any names. Do not say.
Her, we sat at my kitchen table and we tried to see how many markers we can fit in our mouths, how many highlighters and how many, girls are weird too, but I never tried to fit anything in my vagina. I was never weird like that. I was never can I fit this bowling cue in my vagina? Can I fit this beer bottle in my vagina?
People want to know, Crystal. People want to know. You can't just
I
pose
don't.
those kind of questions. You can't just pose those kind of questions and then assume no one wants to know, okay? There's
how
no
many
answer.
like I don't remember how many highlighters and markers. I've done a lot of stuff that makes me not remember that shit anymore. Like that was a long
Please,
time
God,
ago.
no.
I just remember doing it.
Oh my goodness. That is a
It just
horrible.
made me think of
Oh my god.
this is why maybe we should change it to longer time.
Yeah, that's fucking hell. Oh. That is a brutal one there, Crystal. That's fucking. Wow. You know what? Like. Like I have no material, I have no stories like to compete with that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Nobody
just,
does.
No.
Every bit that everybody, that's why when everybody's like, oh, you're an amateur, I'm like, every bit that you guys write, I've lived it. Like,
But they,
and
trust
then
me,
some.
I remember when I saw you the first time, I was like, that's pretty good shit. And I was thinking, I thought to myself, I go, all
Thanks.
right, well, let's see what happens. I don't remember what day that was.
Was it my yuck
at,
yucks?
No.
You weren't there at my
It
first
was at,
time. It was at
the...
Hardwood Blues.
No, not Hardwood Blues.
Crazy Jacks.
Not the General, not Crazy Jack's. The one that's by the General?
Top
barbe-
Corner.
Top Corner, yeah. That's where.
Yep.
I think it was there.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
No, I was like, oh, that's some funny shit. No, it was some funny shit. And then it was like, all right, no, it was good. That's the thing is, it's hard. A lot of people don't realize how hard it is. Like, not for anything. It's you want to appeal to different people, right? And that makes you better as a comedian, is to be able to adapt to different environments and different types of crowds.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to a few comics and we were saying how, like, in general, the industry itself is quite misogynistic, right? And
I hate female comics.
well,
I'm not
hold
a
on,
big,
let me finish.
I don't hate them. I'm just not a big fan.
Well, this is the thing. No,
Okay.
don't do that, because this is a good point. Is that
Okay.
the material in general, it tends to be very male centric. So, like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to work on little bits that are more applicable to my female audience. Just because that makes me better and it includes them. I'm like, why would I exclude half my audience, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, that's why it's like, there are times when a crowd doesn't get your comedy, and that's okay. Like, that happens, right? But it doesn't make them a bad crowd. It just means you have to expand your versatility, right? And that's an ongoing journey, because you experience weird things, right? Like, I remember I was we were doing a show at what used to be Toronto Style. They're having another show, I think this weekend, with social distancing and everything. But it was for, there was a group of women that were sitting there before we started the show. And we found out that they were a roller derby team. And they're all women.
Cool.
It was
That's
very cool.
awesome.
And the thing is, I'm like, every man you're going to put up is going to eat shit. That's like, that's it. I go, listen.
Can I say though, because before I get like people hating on me and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I really do like I like to fuck around. Like, I do like female comics. Like, I think there was this one girl, and I can't remember, and she was a lesbian, but she was talking about how like she liked to turn, like, how like guys are fucking up, and that's why she can turn straight women. And I swear, like, her bit almost turned me. I'm like, because she's like, all we have to do is talk a little nice. Yeah. She's like, all we have to do is be like, hey, you look nice today, and all of a sudden the girl comes all over the place. Like, I'm totally butchering her bit, but it was funny. And like, I was like, that's so true. Like, just tell me I'm pretty, and I'm like in. I'm like,
well,
don't tell me I'm hot. Don't tell me that like you think I'm sexy. You tell me I'm pretty, and I'm in. Like,
and that's why it's like, honestly, you have to take that into consideration. So it's like, I told my buddy who was running the show, and I'm like, you know what? Put up women. There was a couple of gay guys there. I'm like, throw them up too. And they were laughing. Literally, the entire group, two male comics went up, did their normal shtick. And they were even, the one guy, they were like, listen, I don't think that's your, like, 'cause he came to me, he's like, hey, do you want to go up? I'm like, what are you, crazy? I'm like, they don't want to see me. Are you kidding? I was not as skilled as I am now. That was it's not going to work. So, I'm like, no, we have to switch it, right? But that's why I'm like, no, you have to know your audience. It makes you a better comic. Yeah. Right? And a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, because it's hard, right? Like,
the only thing, like, I feel comfortable with that is because, like I've said 100 billion times, I'm so used to having to make people comfortable, and nobody is like me, so I have to talk like everybody, you know, and I have to fit in. I'm so used to having to fit in everywhere I go because I was being the new kid in class and stuff, so you have to, you know, like, every time you go to a different school, I've been to like 100, and every time you go to a different school, you're always a new kid, so you always have to kind of fit in, or else you're out, you know, especially like if you're in a small town or something like that. So you got to make people like you, and you want to be picked. You know, you want people to like you and stuff. And I have that. I'm such a people pleaser. So, but you have to adapt to. And I have that old Julia Roberts, I'll steal it from Pretty Woman saying, "I can be whoever you want me to be, baby." Like, you know.
Oh my God.
So. You know.
For half of that, on my side, I'm looking at the camera and you're like, guys. And you're totally frozen. So, like, the voice was going, but the video wasn't going. And I'm like, what is happening?
What kind of face is she?
I'm telling you, it was fucked up. I just looked at her and I'm like, why is your face just like this wide-eyed, like, mouth open? This, like, you know what? That's the face of, like, the 1980s subway rider woman who's like, oh my God, his penis is out.
I figured it out. Dino, I figured it out. I'm like 80s, 90s hot.
80s,
like,
90s hot.
About it. Well, because, like, you know, like, the Meg Ryans and, like, the ones still with their real noses and stuff. Like, you know, before they got all the plastic surgery. Like, the girls, you know, where it was okay to be skinny and have small tits. Like, you know?
Michelle
like, before
Pfeiffer.
the Kardashians were cool. Like,
Michelle
you know?
Pfeiffer.
Like, yeah, like that kind of hot, right?
Actually,
and
there was...
like, the Kardashians ruined it. Kim Kardashian, all her curves, her sexy acts, and the Brazilians. The Brazilian beautiful women's and the Kardashians, they ruined it. They ruined it.
Okay, so listen, there's an argument there, okay? Listen. You have to know the truth. It's different for every man, right? He has his own turn on and everything. But that's why some guys, like, I remember, I don't want to say, okay, no, you're sorry. Anyway, okay. It was, we were at a gentleman's club, okay? And it was a larger group of gentlemen, and one guy got a dance from this girl, and she was just so not my type. And I was just like, that's gross. But I said it out loud because I was shit-faced. I was like, that's gross. And he was like, what? And she was like, fuck you. I'm like, whatever. And I just kept on walking, right? But he's like, dude, man, she was so hot. I'm like, ew, that's so nasty. You know? But you can't.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, I've seen certain girls, I've worked in certain places, and I've seen certain girls, and I'm like, they won't, like, they'll be working, you know, they're on presentation, and yet they won't shave their legs, and they're wearing, like, a scrappy thing, and I'm like, if he wanted somebody to bitch at him, because they were kind of moody, and I'm like, if a man wanted somebody to bitch at them, not shave their legs, they're not going to come here and pay you. Like, they'll stay home. They'll stay home.
And I remember, like, it's different for everybody, right? And that's okay. And that's why it's like,
Do you like the hairy legs with the bitchy women?
oh, it's so gross.
Really?
Oh,
Right? Like, if you're gonna
it's
have
the
an attitude
worst.
problem, you should probably be pretty. Like, if you're
Well,
gonna
you know
have
what?
an
I've said
attitude
that.
problem-
I've said that before. I'm like, you know what? I describe a woman, and it's very abrasive. It's a horrible thing. But I do say, I'm like, you are not hot enough to be that bitchy. It's that simple.
Right?
You're like,
Right.
sorry. And
Right.
I said that to her.
My
I'm like,
friend-
listen, you're not hot enough to be this bitchy, so can you just fuck off? I'm like, I'm done with you. I can't. Just not interested. And they get mad.
One of my
They get
best
really
friends,
mad.
and I love her to death. One of my best friends, I love her to death. Her favorite saying is, because I'm always on the go, and like every time we cross the street or something, I'm running, and then
Yeah.
she's like, "We are way too pretty to run," and she's like, "I don't run anywhere." She's like, "We are way too pretty to run." She's like, "You slow down." Like, and I love that saying. She's like, and she doesn't get up
That's fucking
before,
awesome.
like, she doesn't, she's like, there's no need to get up that early in the morning. like
You know what?
for me,
Yeah.
like, you know,
That's pretty.
Like,
I get that. I do. I get that.
because I'm
Oh,
an
yeah.
early bird gets the worm kind of girl, though. Like, I want to get up with the sun and feel the day.
I prefer an omelet as opposed to worms. That's sorry. I'll wait.
Do you wake up cranky?
Oh,
Are you a cranky morning person? I guess I should know. I kind of see you every morning, mostly. So, but not when you first wake up. Never when he first wakes up.
Sometimes I'm literally I'm like, oh, I gotta start the thing. I'm like putting it together. I'm having some like, and then
he
camera
clicks on, he
goes on. I'm like,
says-
hi, how are you? Welcome to everything's happening today.
You're frozen now, and it's funny. He wakes up and he sees this face. Hi, Dino. Are you ready to go?
What?
What? You're all frozen. It's fun. We can do it without you, though. We still got half a video to go.
Okay, there we go. You know what? So on my side, we're gonna hear you talking, but my face is just going, and slowly
Yeah,
just
but you
smiling
gotta
more.
remember, they don't see our dysfunctional Zoom video.
I
You
know.
tell them about
I
our
know.
dysfunctional
I
Zoom
know.
video.
But see, on my side, all I was doing is I was just slowly smiling more and more and more because all it was a close up of Crystal's face, like mid movement, like looking like the Joker, like. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I'm here like, "Yeah, we'll die tonight." I'm like, "What is just happened?"
What?
I'm like, "What are you talking
Speaking
about?"
of creepy shit dying and stuff. So,
Oh fuck!
and we were talking about pizza earlier. Speaking of pizza,
The fuck are we talking about here? We have finished our Rolodex of things to talk about. Without comments, we won't know what to do because
No,
it's very
pizza,
difficult to
Pizzagate.
think.
no,
Did you watch it?
oh, I watched it. Did you watch it? The one I sent you? Oh.
Yeah. Listen.
Okay, everybody, lock
Wait,
up
wait,
your little
hold-
boys and
hold
your
on,
little
hold Hold on. So let's talk a little bit. Okay, we're not going to use any names. We're just going to say.
Yeah.
So Dmitry
People are gross.
Goryenko. Well, Dmitry Goryenko is not gross. He's a friend of ours. He's a friend of the show.
Okay. Okay.
I've been on his podcast,
Oh, yeah.
Pedophiles, and he started doing videos, and he released one Pizzagate in Toronto,
Oof.
which it really, in the whole video, and this is the thing, is it's a collection of information, older posts, archive data that he's dug for.
I did some research on it too
Yeah.
to like clarify some of his information, just because I'm a
Oh, yeah.
nerd and I like to look shit up.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong in a lot of stuff. And I was like, oh, shish.
Yeah, and so it was kind of, and I messaged him like, he did a great job because usually I think the podcast that he does is just normally audio, not video. So this was a video that he did, and he shows all the screenshots and everything, and kind of gives a timeline for various things. It's a really well done video, but it's and that's the thing is he talks about some things, and he's just using logic to explain a subject, and it's like, wow, that's pretty. It's pretty rough to talk about that kind of stuff, and it's real courageous of him.
It's so hard.
It's very
really
hard. Yeah.
It's so hard because there's so many things that, like, because I know a lot of shit's bullshit, like there is, and I will say, everybody, a lot of shit, you have to do your research, no matter who says it to you, no matter what it is. Just look, and, okay, you take your opinion, and then you think of the opposite opinion. Yeah. So take your opinion, you research your opinion, and now research the exact opposite of your opinion. And somewhere in the middle is the truth, or what you should be thinking. Right?
And that's it's the whole idea of justice.
Be open to everything. You have to be open to everything. And sometimes, you just get onto things, and then you find out things, and you're like, I can't even talk about it. Like, because I feel like
it's, you know what? I
don't want it to be real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, look, it's see, and
I believe it though, because I've been in a dark world, and I know shit that from the least amount of people that you wouldn't expect it happen. Yeah, and that's usually the way it goes. And the people that you most trust the most, and it's those people, and it's hard because you don't even really want to mention it because people won't believe you because they're so devoted to something, and they so believe that can't be. It's impossible to them. Like, they don't get it so much that it's just impossible to them. And it's like, well, everything was impossible at one point in time, we thought. Did you think that they ever even thought it would be possible that they would create a car? You think they'd ever thought it'd be possible that they go to the moon? You think that they'd know? But shit happens and people create things, and that everything comes from something, right? We came from something.
And look, and that's like when you get down to it, and that's why it's a very it's hard to see someone else as evil, and by that I mean, like, we try, and we all have a certain line that it's kind of one of those, the only word that comes to mind to describe is like a heavens to Betsy line, like, heavens to Betsy, that happened, like, it's that kind of degree of something happening that would make people kind of like, wow, and we don't want to believe past that point. Because you trust
it in your heart. Yeah. You trust in your heart. Like, you would never assume that, you had a puppy from birth. You would never assume that puppy's going to bite you 10 years later, after you've loved it and cared for it and whatever. Yeah. It's the same thing. You just automatically assume and you automatically know. But maybe something happens and you don't know what happens, and you know what I mean? And the puppy bites you. Well, guess what, America? Your puppies are biting you. And Canada. I didn't really think it was as bad. I knew there's some shit in Canada, but fuck.
Listen, and this is the scary stuff, is that the idea here is that you have a huge amount of corruption on so many levels that it's really difficult to be like, are people actually that bad that they would entertain these kind of acting? And it's scary. It is scary. You know what I mean? Like, I want to think that people are better, and that's like, it comes down to,
there are lots of people that are better. Those people, even the bad people, though, at one point, something happened to them along the road, like, that's bred it into you. Like, that is something, like, we are all born pure. Yeah. We aren't born corrupt.
See, as an example, a buddy of mine, I had texted him, we were talking, and I was waiting for a response. I was like, hey, let me know you got home okay. I think I was waiting for. And he didn't send it to me. He didn't send it to me like a couple hours afterward. I'm like, listen, if you're not dead, I'm going to kill you. Okay? Now, in turn, when you didn't show up on Sunday, I was going to send you that saying, if you're not dead, I'm going to kill you. And I was like, I'm not going to send that in this case.
Because she got worried that I might actually be dead.
Yeah, and I'm like, that would really not be a nice thing to say to somebody. And then it kind of shines a light on me, and I've been home this whole time. I still think I'm going to send that to you. And, and this...
Dino, where they would have found my body, they would have took one look at you and knew that you had nothing to do with it.
Listen, so I have the obligatory fuck you, okay? Go fuck yourself, you fucking asshole. Okay? How dare you eat Crystal's biscuit? No, Crystal's
cupcakes. It was hard for me to get up there. It was hard for me to get up there, and I'm in some shape.
Are you saying that you can beat me in a race, lady? Huh? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not a race to the fridge, but I could beat you in a race.
Bad form. That sucked. Just for that, I'm gonna start training. You're fucked now, asshole.
I like it. No, I don't. I like you like this. Don't. What are you gonna do? Why? Why would you want to train?
No,
we're just
I'm gonna get my
your robot bottom. Remember?
I do want a robot bottom.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Instead of a horse bottom. Instead of a horse bottom.
Ooh, no! I want a robot horse bottom. I could be a robot centaur. I love it!
There you go. Love it. Love it.
Oh, okay. Here's a weird question for you. Okay. If you could transfer your existence into a robot, okay? Mm-hmm. Would you, and what kind of robot?
Okay. So I thought about this because we kind of touched on it the last episode.
We did.
We did. So I thought about it, and I don't necessarily want to be a robot. Okay? I wouldn't. Do it. But if I had to have a robot buddy, like, because everybody needs a friend and I'm really lonely sometimes and I want a robot buddy. If I were to have a robot buddy, I would want it to be a female buddy that was like my Bonnie, what is the two girls that drive over the cliff together. But we wouldn't do that. Thelma and Louise. Thelma and Louise. Because I've always wanted a girl that would be that cool with me and that we're best friends like that. So I want a Thelma and Louise. So I'm going to have a female robot and she's going to be cool. And she's not going to go crazy when she gets wet. Because I'm really afraid of killing the robots with water. I'm afraid for the robots.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You asked me if I would have a female.
Okay, that's not really what I asked you. I said, would you want to have a robot body? And if so, what kind of robot body would you have? And you went on to explain that you would rather have a robot friend body that would be the Thelma to your Louise.
Like a Thunder Buddy. Like on Ted. Except mine's a robot, so it can do cooler shit.
Fuck? Fucking mental case. That is crazy. Number one, nobody fucking asked you that question. Nobody. There was zero interest. That was a fucking shit answer.
No, I answered your question.
You answered no. And stop. You answer no, and then you just stop talking.
I said, no, I don't want to be a robot.
Then stop talking. Just stop it. You suck. It's horrible. How dare you eat Crystal's cupcakes?
God bless you for eating Crystal's cupcakes.
If anything, it's your civic duty, people.
I concur.
On this, the most holiest of days. I don't know what day it is. We've doubled up a couple days and it's going horrible.
Canada Day, wink, wink.
Not really, though.
Not
You're
really.
bad at making a time machine, too. You're bad at making a time machine, for fuck's sakes. You can't do accents. You can't sing. How am I the more talented one here? This is bullshit.
You are the talented one. I'm the side
Damn
piece.
right I'm the talented one. You're the... No, okay, let's just make sure nobody... No, you're not my side piece. Let's be very clear about that. There are no side pieces.
I'm not the side piece.
We're not functioning as side pieces, okay?
No, I'm a powerhouse. We can't be a side piece. I'm an only child. I have to be too. And I'm the girl, so I want to stand out. We could be in a room of 1,000 people, and you better believe I'm going to make each one of those motherfuckers look at me once.
I feel like I'm Frankenstein's monster, okay? I don't like having a light shined on me. It's that simple. I feel I'm the monster Frankenstein, so don't shine a light on me. My prettiness is on the inside.
I'm going to shine a light on you, Dino. Da, 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 da,
that is not a dentist light.
Da, da,
I don't even know what you're doing. She's lost her mind. I really need some more weed.
Coming out.
What?
Trumpets.
It's now the shittiest rendition of the cantina from Star Wars. And you can't even do that. You're tone deaf. This is fucking hilarious. This is the greatest thing. This is my Christmas. Are you kidding? I can't. You are completely horrible at those things. This is fucking hilarious. And the best part is, like, it's not like I was like, hey, let's compete to see who's better at things. No, you're just like, I'm just going to do this, and we're going to judge it. We're going to judge it and see what happens.
Why do you have to judge? Who made you the almighty judger?
I am the one above all, god damn it.
This is why everybody's like, ooh, you probably like, I've been told my whole life, you shouldn't say that in public. You shouldn't do that in public. You shouldn't say that in public. Even as a comedian, been told, ooh, you probably shouldn't say that. Ooh, you should change up your shit. Oh, you shouldn't talk like that. And you know what? I think more people should be like me, because everybody would be a lot more open to say the stupid shit that they know they're thinking, because they wouldn't laugh at me if they weren't thinking it too, or if they didn't, if they were.
That's true. That's true shit.
I try to influence people to be themselves, and I'm comfortable being my crazy self, so people should be comfortable being their crazy selves.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't fake it. And everybody's like, oh, you have to put on an act. You have to be an actor or something for your comedy. And I'm like, what? I'm going to be me, so that way I don't have to remember a bunch of lines, first of all. Second of all, but some people are good at it, though. Some people's comedy are good at it when they put on, like, a certain persona or whatever. Me, personally, I'm not good at that. I'm not a good actor. We just seen this. Yeah. I'm really good at being me. I'm not good at being somebody else.
So
I can be Dino, though. Hello, everybody.
What the fuck is that? Is that your
Dr.
Dino
Nick.
impression? That's the worst thing I've ever seen. And I've been to the CNE, people. I've seen horrible things. I've seen people shit in the streets. Okay?
That's my Dr. Nick from The Simpsons.
Worse. That was worse.
What about? Do you know who Dr. Nick from The Simpsons is? Dr.
Hey,
Nick.
everybody!
Hello, everybody! Hello,
You're
everybody! I'm Dr. Nick.
No, it's definitely not that. Okay? You know how it goes? You say, "Hey, everybody! I'm Dr. Nick." And it's
Wow,
like,
yours
"Oh,
is way
it's
better than
Mr.
mine."
McGregor. The leg for an arm and an arm for a leg." Okay?
That's awesome. You rock
I know,
at
I'm
that.
fucking amazing. I also do a good Sean Connery every so often.
Oh my god! And this is why Dino's the talent, everybody.
That's some big dick energy, people. That is some big dick energy.
Big dick energy. Whip it out for him, Dino. Whip it out.
Boom.
Boom.
That actually went a little bit fast. It was like, pow. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. You could get hit by an erection just randomly.
You know what's so funny is that if anybody's just listening to this and not watching, what can they imagine that we are doing right now?
So the last
They're
few
gonna be
episodes.
like, did he whip it out?
No, I did not whip it out. I magically fast held up my forearm as if it was an erect penis and then brought it back down. That's what happened.
Bam!
And you know
Like
what?
a Power Ranger.
I thought of that like a Power Ranger. Yeah. I thought of that earlier, and I was like, wow, this episode's gonna fucking suck dick for that. We are not doing that good job, because this whole week we've been trying to focus, because we're gonna split up the audio so we can release it to more areas. Because the video, obviously, you're on is on YouTube, but if you're hearing it, we're gonna have it put out everywhere else as other people do podcasts, right? And hopefully people will laugh at our cackling and tomfoolery, because we're a bunch of nimnuts. Fun times! It's so exciting.
We
Chris
are
keeps on. She'll just slow down and yeah. Fucking life is.
I bet you people are like, why the fuck did you do a podcast with her? Like, are you insane? Have you heard the shit that she says? You guys are gonna get pulled. You guys are gonna get. I can just imagine. I can even picture who would say it.
The who is everyone. Everyone is saying no. Why would they say that? I know people like you too. I think people are having a very listen. I think people get like people who know me and who know my sense of humor and my bits know that it's very funny for me to be the nice one, or I'm the kind person. Like I think we talked about a few episodes ago where it's like I got introduced. So 2 comics had gone before me, and they just ate all the dicks. Like it was like they came off, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Like they hated themselves coming off there. Like the comic hated themselves. Everybody else hated them too, but they hated themselves too. So I get introduced as like everyone's fun-loving comic, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then I proceeded to say, so like I said, I did a little bit of shtick just to kind of lighten the mood quickly. I have a few of those just one-liners to start off with. And then I go, we've been talking a lot about suicide tonight. Is that? And everyone's like, yeah, we have. I go, I like to think I'm a manly man. I'm a man's man. And someone looks at me and be, man, that's a tough guy. He's fat, but he looks tough, I said, so I'd want to, if I was going to off myself, I'd want to do it in a very specific way. So what I would do is I would buy that like invisible, like Kevlar fishing wire, like that you can like actually cut through stuff. I would make a noose out of that, okay, and hang myself. But before I hang myself, I'd glue my hands to the side of my head. So when they see it,
touch your penis?
No.
Oh, okay.
So what I would do is so that when I hang myself, it cuts my head off, so it looks like I ripped my own head off. That's how I would do it.
That's genius.
Right? And I'm like, that's the most badass way to go. It's like, you know what? I was done with this world. Paf! I ripped my own head off. Right? And at that point, I had won over the audience, and then I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, and everyone just died laughing. Yep. It was great. But
see, that's awesome.
That's the thing is, that's really when I am at my best shtick, is when someone else, I'm trying to like, hey, maybe we should just ease up, stop talking about that. We're going to move on. And for people who are like, that's even funnier when you're like, I'm the good one? What the fuck is happening here? I'm like, have we gone crazy? I'm like, it's all just one look. I invented the piano tie, god damn it. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'm sorry, Dino. I'm like your yang. I'm like your yang.
You're my minion. This is the shittiest fucking movie. My minion won't do what I ask, and just shut the fuck up, fat boy. Alright, just shut up now. This is a great movie. I'm an idiot.
I'm the best minion ever. I tell you that I think you're cool as hell. Dino is my favorite Durham region comedian and Toronto region comedian.
He is the best comic on the moon. He's definitely the top 3 on the moon. Top 3 on the moon.
You're my favorite Durham region one and Toronto one, because you're my buddy. You're my Canadian comic. My favorite. Ooh, you're my favorite Canadian comic, because I don't know any other Canadian. No, kidding.
What the fuck did you say? You lost your
You're
fucking
my
mind.
favorite. We'll just leave it at that.
All right. I think I need a safe word. I need a safe word for this podcast now, people. No one's going to believe me. She took advantage.
What is your safe word gonna be? Lollipop.
No, it's gonna be liverwurst.
Liverwurst. No, it's gonna be Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce. Bring me the Worcestershire. That's a horrible idea. It's a horrible idea.
I saw that I stole that as a Facebook meme because there was a Facebook meme that said 2020 safe word was Worcestershire. The problem is nobody can fucking say it.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, that's about time, you fucking dickhole. Holy shit.
So what's your motivational word for the night or day?
Yeah, whatever.
Don't make me cry this time. I'm not gonna lie. You touched some heartstrings. Like on the last video, he touched some heartstrings.
With my bare hand.
Oh, how many valves is there to the heart? How many? Is it 6 or so? I was trying. We were talking about it.
There's two valves.
Yeah. Well, how many like thingies is there though? Like
there's like, 4 aorta.
So 6 then. If there's 2 and 4.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, sorry. I don't know why.
That makes no fucking sense, Crystal. God damn it. Jack off.
Trying to make
I'm gonna say, you know what, guys? It's been a weird little Canada Day time week, whatever. You know what? God, that's fucking horrible. I would say, you know what, guys?
It's the Wayne's World.
I know, no. That's the thing is, but it's not. It's fucking horrible. Okay, we all know what you're trying to do. Everyone knows what you're trying to do. You just do it so bad that it doesn't look like that.
That is not motivational at all, Dino.
I'm really sounding like I am just beating the shit out of Crystal right now. Like I'm like, you suck horribly. Fuck, man. What the hell?
Wonderfully. That's why I've been engaged 3 times.
I think the pizza went to my head and I can't breathe now. The pizza's taking over my body. No, you know what, guys?
Oh, no. Pizzagate's trying to get you. The rich people are going to take you to their back rooms.
You know what? I would say for today, for your motivation, would be believe that you can be the person you aspire to be. A lot of people say fake it until you make it. I would say that live your now just as well, but have that goal in mind. Know that that's coming, like you're on a path to it, because not living your now makes you live in a dream world. You live a lie, and that's not good. Living today is every day has an advantage. Every day has a story. Every day has something to learn from. And if we forget that because we're trying to put on some sort of fake, some sort of facade for everyone else to see, we kind of lose sight of who we are. And then we may never attain that person we aspire to be. Yeah. I think that's what I want to say.
Dino.
I told you I'd make you cry, woman!
I am way too broken, but it was really sweet. You'll make me cry later tonight when I go to bed, and you'll cry myself to sleep.
Inappropriate! You should never use tears! That's... Anyways, that's been Morning Motivational Rant. You guys have been great. Please like, subscribe, share. Where can we find you, Crystal?
You can find me at Simply Me on YouTube and Facebook, Crystal Morency at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and Mr. Dino.
Mr. Dino can be found at Dino the Genetic Marvel on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on what are the other ones? Instagram, Smoke Signal. I don't know anymore. And of course, Morning Motivational Rant. You guys have been great. Have a great day, guys.